The way an addendum works is if you have a contract, you have a signed contract, then you have an addendum. An addendum always trumps what's in the contract. So if, say, your sales contract is for 100,000 and somehow something happens and you guys change the sale price to 75,000, that would be an addendum, because if the addendum states 75,000, then the addendum trumps what's in the contract. If you are changing the inspection period, you could put an addendum. If you're doing a new closing date, you could put an addendum. So basically, an addendum, it always trumps what is in the contract, is how an addendum works. So whenever there's something to be changed, you use it in the addendum. So whenever you need to make a change to the contract, you get an addendum, and then you would need to sign it, the seller and the buyer needs to sign it. So that's one thing. So addendum is called addendum to sales contract. So always remember that, even in your day-to-day in dealing with contracts, is that the addendum always trump what is in the contract. So somebody tries to get you to sign an addendum that's contrary to what's in the contract and you don't agree, then you don't want to do that, because sometimes people will say, oh, well, the contract states this. But if there is an addendum, whatever is signed in the addendum is going to trump what is in that original contract. If you don't want to just cross out the date in the original contract, if you have to do like an extension, you can do an addendum saying, both parties agreed to extend closing date to June 30th or something like that. So whenever there's a change, you just use the addendum. Okay, like I said, sometimes just for it being easy, if it's only like the date that I'm changing, I'll just cross it out in the original contract. But then sometimes you get stuff where, I've had deals where we had to do multiple extensions. You don't want a situation where you have, like 4 or 3, 5 cross outs on the same document, because then the title company, they usually don't like that, because they do get audited. So one cross out, they're usually okay, but you don't want to have, there was June 30th crossed out, and then July 30th was crossed out, then August, at that point, they're going to tell you guys need to get an addendum, because, it just needs to be, the records just, need to look nice and clean and not, all the scratch out all over the place. I posted up this picture. I've had this for a couple, I was going to say actually more than just a couple years, but I was reading a magazine years ago. And then it was this article on Beyonce, and then she mentioned this quote, and when she's, then it just, of course, I don't even think I was like investing at the time. That's why I'm saying this is like so old. This is really, really old. So this is not something that she said recently. This is real old. It's just that I extracted it and I created this image, and I would just keep the image for like motivation. So the comment that she said was, let me make this a little smaller, because now that I made it big, it's like blurry. Hold on. So the comment says, honestly, I'm very frugal. I haven't bought a car since I was 16 or any diamonds since I was 17. I have a lot of property. I've invested my money and I don't have to make any more. Thank God, because I'm set. I'm now able really to be free and just do things that make me happy. It's an effort to stay grounded. So like I said, this is years ago that in the article, she made that comment. And so that just motivated me, that I was like, a lot of times people were like, even when I was doing IT stuff, they were like, why are you into real estate or stuff like that? And I'm like, because people that are making money, people that are actually wealthy, invest in real estate. Because yes, she's a singer and an actress, but she takes her money and she invested in real estate. And it's the same thing. I meet people today, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're dentists. They have their professions, But the money that they made, they do invest it in real estate, whether they're thinking of for retirement or just, to build a portfolio for them. So I'm like, look at this. I'm like, this comment, for me, maybe I saw it in a magazine like 20 years ago or something like that. But I'm like, now look at Beyonce. She's worth like $500 million. So there's something about investing in real estate. It is working because yes, she is, really good performer and those things, but I don't think that majority of her money has been made by just singing and doing concerts. I don't think that's where she's been able to grow a portfolio so big. So a lot of times people, that's what I'm saying, people that are in this training, or people that are seeing that you're seeing things that majority of people don't see, because majority of people would think that she's built this wealth from singing and making records and stuff, but that is not where majority of her money has come from. What the money has come from her taking that money that she was making since she's been young, and investing that money, not going shopping, not paying, not going out and buying a bunch of cars, not going out and buying a bunch of diamonds, because she was taking that money and she was buying real estate. So a lot, like I said, this is not the stuff that they're gonna publicize to, I guess, the masses to see, because they want people to think that, that's how you can make a lot of money. But really, like I said, the way to make money is you have to be investing your money. You can't just think that, what is it I want to say? I guess I'm just trying to stress that, one, to keep on track to stay in real estate, no matter what your profession is, because I have students that are all across the board, and like I said, day to day I meet people all across the board that are in other professions as well that invest in real estate. And there's a lot of people that I know that are millionaires that people see me with them and they have no idea this person is worth that type of money, because they think, oh, she's just a teacher, or this person is just this. They don't know that, oh, this person has like 10 rental properties, 20. They don't know that. And, having a job is great. You get your benefits. And if you have, aspirations to do that, like my sister's a nurse. She absolutely loves being a nurse. She's definitely in the right profession. I've seen her with her patients where she interacts. I mean, she is gifted in that area. So you have people, it's not that everybody needs to quit their 9 to 5s. There are people that are in the right profession, but they just are like, okay, I want to take my money and invest it so that it will grow. And real estate is a good option if you're looking to do that. So I just want to motivate you to keep on track, because a majority of people are not thinking this way, because they're working, they're making money, they're going and they're blowing that money. They're buying cars that depreciate. And, I've made that mistake. So I just try to advise people not to make that same mistake and to keep on track, because, you started with this goal, you had the right thing in mind. So life happens, I know, but, stay on track, because, you're on track. You already know majority of things that most people don't know, because like I said, most people are not thinking that way. They don't, a lot of people talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z, but I'm like, I think it's just now with his album, I think with Jay-Z's last album coming out, they're talking about, oh, he's talking about investing. I'm like, what do y'all think he's been doing all these years? Just putting out records? I'm like, we already know that people are not making all this money off records anymore, not even like a Jay-Z. So they definitely are not $1 billion couple because they're putting out records. So he may not have been rapping about it, but they've been buying property for decades now. So that's how they've been building up, this big portfolio. So I just want to motivate you, to just do the same thing, because we may not be able to do it at that level, but even at our level, even owning 1 or 2 properties, I mean, that's basically doing way more than majority of people. Okay. So, okay, that's my soapbox speech for today.